Welcome back to Soda City Live. A new queer-owned tattoo shop will be hosting their grand opening in Columbia just in time for Pride Month. They've not only created a space for people to be able to, express themselves through their ink, but they've also created a safe space where clients can feel comfortable no matter who they are or how they identify. Joining me today is just 2/3 of the Binge Inc. team, co-owners Elise Norris and Emily Conklin. So glad to have you joining us today, and congratulations on the grand opening. It's going to be happening this weekend. Are you excited?
Yes. We're so excited. It's super awesome.
And you've already had kind of like a little soft launch. So how has it been? How's that been?
It's been a little hectic. So we opened officially about a week and a half ago, and we have had overwhelming support from everyone. We've had people driving from other states to come see us and scheduling, and we've been a bit overwhelmed with all the love, but it's been great.
Look, overwhelmed in a good way. This is
Yes.
a good type of overwhelm. And I want to make sure we shout out the other third that is not here today. So whoever wants to shout her out.
Taylor is our third owner as well. She works with us on a daily basis.
She's wonderful, and we actually are hiring another queer artist as well, and they'll be starting with us in July.
Awesome,
Yes,
awesome.
For that.
And so I know you guys have some big things happening this weekend, and you said you had overwhelming support pouring through, but someone mentioned that you posted a TikTok, and so you guys are actually got a lot of attention from that. So tell us about how that kind of took place.
Well, she was in charge of that. She decided, she was like, we should put up a TikTok, post a 10-second little, quick clip, and it sort of blew up very unexpectedly. And yeah, it has garnered us a bunch of our attention right now is coming from that, I believe. And like she said, we've had people even coming from out of state and already sign up to come from North Carolina, Georgia. I have a person coming from California in a few weeks. It's just crazy how quickly that things can happen on the internet or because of the internet, But yeah, I mean, again, so awesome for it, but definitely I think we're all a little overwhelmed with it, but in a good way, like you said.
Yeah. And you're also in a very good area because this side of town is evolving and it's growing, and a lot of the older spaces are getting cleaned up and turned into new spaces. And for those who don't know what area I'm talking about, let's tell them where you're located.
So we're on North Main Street, and they actually are, like you said, they're building it up. We have a brewery coming in next door, a Mexican restaurant coming in, and we're just really excited. We worked really hard to get our building up and looking better and everything. It's been really exciting, and I don't know.
How long have you all been working together?
So me and Emily met actually when I went to get a tattoo from her. Yes, and so then we fell in love, obviously. And so I've only been tattooing for about a year, and Emily has been tattooing for 10 years.
Wow.
I work mostly back in Alabama. We moved here about a year ago, and then it's always been a big dream of mine to be able to open up a studio. And then Taylor came into play, and with the opportunity opened up for us to all three open one together. So, we of course jumped on it and went for it.
And you know what, I want to ask this question before we have to wrap up here, but you could have easily said we are an all-female owned tattoo shop, but we took it a step further, and you said all-female queer. Why was it so important for you all to include that this establishment is queer owned as well?
I feel like we just wanted everyone to feel that they could feel comfortable and like an all-inclusive, like we know a lot of like tattoo shops, and especially like old school tattoo shops, they kind of have a toxic environment for their artists and their clients. And we've had even, people reach out to us just to thank us for being around and making them feel more safe, and that they've been wanting to get a tattoo but didn't feel comfortable. And so like we are just grateful that we could share that.
That's what we want to be.
Yeah,
that's the vibe we want to give off, and that's what we're going for. Like she said, for everybody to feel comfortable and it feel like a safe space, because tattoo shops can be intimidating places. Especially for a newcomer or a first timer, to a tattoo. So we want to change that.
Awesome. I know you all are pretty overwhelmed for this weekend too, but let's talk a little bit before we wrap up here. What advice would you give to someone who wants to get a tattoo and is like terrified? Like, how would you talk someone in who wants one and is just like, I'm scared, needles?
Well, take their time, make sure they do love their design, because that, a lot of people get something and decide later that they wish they hadn't, or, that it's something that they wish they'd have thought through a little more. So take your time deciding, and then when you are ready, do research. Do research on the tattoo shop you want to go to, the artist you want to go to, and make sure you get in and talk to them first through Messenger, and then come in for a consult to really get a feel for them as an artist, and make sure that you guys are going to kind of match up with not only the artwork aspect and what you're wanting, but personality, because that's important too.
Yeah.
This person's doing something very personal on you, so you do want to feel comfortable,
Right.
with that person, and I think that's really important, or if not the most important thing, before making your choice.
That's awesome. Now we do have the details up there. The address is 3506 North Main Street. The phone number is there. Social media, if you want to follow them, look at some of the work that they do, and of course support them and follow them. Do you guys offer any apprenticeship for anyone that maybe wants to become a tattoo artist?
So we've had actually a lot of people reach out already about that, and I feel like are just focusing on getting started. But yeah, definitely down the line, we would love to have people come in and apprentice for us and grow our shop.